things come from that order. That school of remembrance is from the order
of Melchizedek. Yeah.
Melchizedek. So you initiate into that system through that school.
Yeah.
And that system started with a guy came with it.
See, this is the thing. The start. This is why I said mythos and kind of eponymous ancestors, because actually, many of those biblical patriarchs, we can't prove they existed. And Melchizedek, in terms of he was the person that gave Abraham the tools to build what we know now as Judaism. But I'd say it comes from the core, the canon, the wider canon of Christian thought or Judaic thought, as opposed to Christians, because I don't think any Christian would adhere to or subscribe to Melchizedek because it's esoteric. Because I'm trying
to figure out, where did that order start, or how did it start?
When I say order, that's why I said loosely, because there isn't.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You can't. There has never been
that school of thought. Then, where did that school of? How did it start? Where did it start? Where did it come from?
What person started it?
Yeah,
well, I mean, the Melchizedek, the king of Salem, is supposed to have been
the king of Salem.
Now, Jesus is supposed to have been the first priest of Melchizedek as well.
Not like in the theology, like you got the Mormon Christian people, right? There's a name, there's a John something in it. This guy, he came, he started and he said, "I found the Bible." He started it.
Yeah.
Whatever the theology says is what the theology says, but he comes with this way of thinking.
Then in that respect was started by Abraham's teacher. I mean, the reason why I say supposedly, because I don't know if Abraham.
That's the theology, no? Abraham's teacher, as in Abrahamic faith. Not.
So pre-Abrahamic religions, there was an order of Melchizedek that taught Abraham how to commune with the divine. And I don't know, that's why I say supposedly, because we can't prove these things. We can't prove oral tradition.
Because I'm getting lost here in that order. If you're saying that in 1000 in the 11th century, that order existed.
Yeah.
So there was an order of Melchizedek, and it's always existed. Who was practicing or who was studying it at that time?
I would argue,
because I had never heard of that order.
The teachings or the school of thought of Melchizedek would have been syncretized into what we now know as Judaism.
No, I get that. So what you're saying is it's like Sufism to Islam. I get that, right? But even with Sufism, you can go to a date when it started exactly, right? I'm looking for the date where this started.
You can't do that with Melchizedek.
But surely, because there's a book attached to it.
Maybe it's just the beginning of time.
There's a book now. I mean, it's the 20 years ago. Melchizedek, the John
and before that, it existed.
Before that, again, it was a school of thought. So when my aunt, my gran would say Melchizedek, they're speaking actually from a biblical sense. They're trying to teach me in a way that isn't biblical. They're trying to take certain aspects. The Lawrence books, I would argue, in the process of me becoming aware of Melchizedek teachings, I was reading the Lawrence books. Now, very few people in esoteric Christianity would even take that on.
Struggling. Yeah, I'm with you. So basically,
I started with that one because it's a school as opposed to an order. So they say order of Melchizedek, but it doesn't have the same governance. I'll speak about a couple of more of my initiations, but other initiations that I've inducted into have way more tangible things to reference from. And I said I did reference the Earth Center, which is my Dogon Kemetic tribe, and that's probably the most academic that I've experienced. So we done SOOUNT, which is Dogon healing, KATBI, which is my favorite, which was Dogon philosophy, and then MEDU, which is the language, and then also the Kemetic Shrine of Ma'at, initiated into about 3 years ago, and that kind of dealt with the kind of a history of Kemetic thought, the origins of Christianity being in Kemet, and breathing ritual, fasting. That's the first time I've kind of had fasting as a prescribed requisite for the initiation. We had to fast. Like that, we got sent packs of supplements, spirulina, like all different types of supplements to supplement our diet, whilst we kind of moved to a fruit-based diet for the process of the initiation.
Preparation.
Yeah, and I have to admit that energetically, I know that's probably the best way. For me, I wouldn't prescribe it for everybody else, but for me, that I felt my most.
That makes sense.
Energetic. I felt I had the most clarity of thought during that process. I mean, living it in modern time is difficult. So I kind of
it's not. It's a hype. I hate when people say that. It's not. Just don't eat. It's fasting. It's easier to not eat than it is to eat, bro. You don't have to buy nothing. You just don't. Just abstain. Oh, it's hard. No, it's not. Just don't.
Oh,
it's discipline.
It's
a discipline. It's a discipline. So those are the three. And the Dogon was very academic. We had lines, we had homework every week. If you didn't do your homework, you got lines literally right out these MEDU lines 100 times. But it's one of the initiations that I've been a part of that has formed a strong part of my initiation now as well. So I still, all of the initiations, not all of them, that would be like, most of the initiations have been interfaith. So they've not said, you can't also study this, you can't also study that. They've all said, whatever you come into this initiation with, you don't leave it at the door when you come in. We need you to kind of help propel the not the dogma, but the corpus of information. And I think Matchfit was right when he speaks about kind of the connotations attached to initiations, and if it's perceived as an occult practice. Now, throughout my Dogon teachings, when I was trying to kind of, I guess, express to friends and family what I was experiencing, they looked at me like I was a part of it. I said, hold on a minute. It sounds dogmatic. I remember even challenging some of the teachings at the time where actually you have to have complete trust in your teacher. Yeah. And I realized it's a part of my Western conditioning where I need some academic, some book, something to refer back to. And I guess this process, this current initiation I'm experiencing now, is kind of been a culmination of actually, that's a conditioning. You don't necessarily have to, even though I like to have things to reference back to anchor some of the information I'm getting. I still find it difficult to be told something by someone that I trust as a master and not still do due diligence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the problem. It's with teaching, with leading or being led, there's an element of submission that's unavoidable. Yeah. You cannot really do it right, be a student without a level of just accepting what they say. Without that, it doesn't work.
Submission, I think, is a good word. Yeah.
It's the right word. It's painful. People won't like it, but that is the word. You actually have to submit.
And I definitely think it was the Dogon Earth Center that taught me that the strength in the teacher-student relationship. And most of the other initiations, the student-teacher relationship will be blurred at points. Especially because I'm a person that I want to bring what I know into everything I've done. So I will challenge things based on what I know to be true or what I feel to be true. Yeah. And I'm open to get shut down at any point.
Yeah.